24-hour strike by Assam doctors against the killing of an elderly doctor by associates of a patient has now resumed. Doctors in Assam called for a 24-hour withdrawal of medical services, excluding emergency, across the state after a senior doctor was killed by the associates of a patient who died at a tea garden hospital in Jorhat. The 73-year-old Teok Tea Estate doctor, Dr. Deben Datta, was assaulted on Saturday by garden workers, and doctors will withdraw their services from 6 a.m. That has already started, but the emergency in all hospitals will remain open. These are live pictures of that strike and protests coming in from Guwahati. Karishma Hasnath is now joining us with more details. Karishma, first of all, this incident was so unfortunate and tragic. What is the police saying about action, first of all, against those who killed the doctor?
Well, Maha, so far 26 people have been arrested, and these arrests were based on video images that was captured by the administrative officials who reached the spot at around 5:30 p.m. when it happened. Remember, from the district administration and a team of CRPF had saved the doctor from the wrath of the people. They were attacking him mercilessly. They had locked him up in a hospital room. But even though they could manage to rescue him and take him to the Jorhat Medical College Hospital, he succumbed to his injuries there. There were severe cuts, and he had received injuries that proved to be fatal. His wife spoke to News 18 Assam yesterday, and she said that Dr. Deven Datta, being a senior doctor, and the doctor also spoke to us, she said that he is one person who had gone on to donate blood to save a tea garden worker from dying at the hospital itself. He's one person who had helped many of these people, many of these patients at the hospital deliver babies. And so she was lamenting on the fact that the lack of education is something that has led to an incident like this on Saturday. And the doctors' fraternity here, the Medical Association, has called for a 24-hour strike. Of course, emergency services would be rendered to people. But these doctors are now demanding stringent action for those guilty and those who have been apprehended. Police is stating that they would not spare anyone. But even as we had seen these people being taken to the police station, there was no remorse or guilt on their faces. So clearly this lack of education and such an incident happening at the tea garden belt of Upper Assam is something that is not uncommon and had been witnessed in the past as well.
Karishma, and not just lack of education, this is also a question of lack of fear.
We are not God.
Of any
we
sort
are
of
human.
Of any sort of
being.
reaction.
It is unfortunate doctors come to the road. It is unfortunate doctors comes to the road. So we want to say we are not God. We are human beings. We want to live as a human being.
Karishma, I was, talking to you about, lack of fear in people as well with regards to law and order. Clearly, the government cannot provide security to all doctors, but there has to be some mechanism by which, patients can do know that if they try and target doctors, then there will be consequences. What is the government saying about that?
Well, of course, Maha, you're right. Lack of fear is another aspect of it all. We have seen past cases where people who had not thought twice before attacking doctors, their relatives, patients who had passed away at the hospital, clearly blamed it on the doctor without even giving them a chance to explain. So this is what the junior doctors and the senior doctors also are protesting now, that there is some sort of a lack of communication or understanding between people and doctors and healthcare professionals. Where the root of this problem lies is something that everyone has to introspect. But of course, the state government also has to come up with a mechanism to address this. Now, this does not happen at the civil hospital. This is a hospital in the Teok Tea Garden. And there have been many instances where tea garden workers, laborers had taken law in their own hands. Not just dealing with humans, but many other aspects as well. So police in Upper Assam district, also the Tea Garden Association has to come up. Now, we also have several Tea Garden Association workers, protesting this incident. So this is seriously is not being taken lightly by the state administration or by the district police.
All right. Karishma, many thanks for joining us with those details. Protests continuing in Guwahati there against the killing of a 73-year-old doctor in Jorhat. Let's move on now, and this is from Uttar Pradesh. Now, the Editors Guild has condemned the UP government's action of filing an FIR against the photojournalist who exposed how students were served rotis with salt at a government school in Mirzapur. In its FIR, the Uttar Pradesh government has accused the journalist of hatching a conspiracy to defame the state government. The Editors Guild of India has called this action of the Uttar Pradesh government cruel and a classic case of shooting the messenger. Speaking to CNN News 18, the journalist Pawan Jaiswal said that he is being made a scapegoat in a political controversy and the authorities are just trying to save face. Let's listen into what he had to say.
मामला हाई प्रोफाइल हो गया था, जिसके चलते ये वहाँ से मुख्यमंत्री ने संज्ञान में लिया और ये मानवाधिकार के भी संज्ञान में ये मामला चला गया, जिसके बाद उन्होंने सरकार से जवाब तलब किया था। उसी को देखते हुए ये लोगों ने हमें टारगेट किया, क्योंकि दो अधिकारी इसमें नपे थे और ऐसे में इनको जवाब देना था। जवाब में इन्होंने उनको बचाने के चलते और उच्च अधिकारी जो जिले के हैं, ये अपने बचाव में हमारे खिलाफ ही कार्रवाई कर दिए, जो बिल्कुल ही बेबुनियाद है।
And a war of words has erupted between the BJP and the Congress over the FIR against the photojournalist.
The BJP government is not taking cognizance of the complaint or the issue which has been raised by the media. Instead, they want to conceal the facts. In the democracy, the media is the fourth estate. And if they bring something, that has to be investigated.
People directly responsible for this are being suspended. It is his duty as well to bring out the reality if you think that some cruelty was going on. But the video of the area has filed a FIR against him. So the right person is video. You can ask him that why did he get the FIR lodged against the journalist?
Absolutely shocking how journalists are being targeted over the stories that they are bringing, which are very, very crucial for people to know. Pranshu Mishra, Uttar Pradesh Bureau Chief, is now joining us with more details. Pranshu, after the Editors Guild, came out with a statement yesterday asking the UP government to withdraw the cases against the journalist, what has the UP government done?
Well, the UP government hasn't come out with any response. So it seems that this criticism or actually the Editors Guild even taking cognizance that has failed to deter the government so far. But now you are rightly pointing out, this is one glimpse of which we are talking, the Mirzapur case. Before that, there have been at least 4 such instances over the past 2 weeks. Varanasi, Noida, Shamli and elsewhere, where journalists have been actually booked up for doing stories. In many cases, in some Noida case, they have even been booked under Gangster Act. So there is a lot of resentment going on. And it clearly seems that across the state, this is the new practice that is evolving in the state of Uttar Pradesh, that journalists should be targeted. People who are actually filing the stories from the ground, they should be put in the dock so that the flow of news is actually checked. So government at this point in time has failed to respond, despite the fact that there has been this strong criticism coming in from the Editors Guild itself.
So, Pranshu, can we expect the journalists' associations now to do anything more in this case so as to help out not just Pawan Jaiswal, but as you're pointing out, there have been so many. All right, I'll have to go across to some information that is coming in.